Fox!
So Fox is the rushdown. He is iconic for being the most rushdown ever. His combos are super flexible and they do a ton of damage. He can juggle you, he can send you off stage, he's super fast. His recovery is really long but also vulnerable. He has the fastest fall speed in the game, which is good when it comes to doing cool combos and stuff, but it also makes him easier to combo, which makes him a glass cannon. When he gets in, he will blow you up, but when he messes up, things can go south for him really quick, especially because he's also super light. His normals, so you know, his smash attacks, his stills, his aerials, they're all nice combo moves, and the occasional kill move, or both, for example, up air and back air, are both kill moves and combo moves. His down smash is good, his forward smash is good, and his up smash is amazing. He has a lot of ways to kill. Neutral air into up smash is basically his most iconic combo. They love doing back airs at ledge for pressure, and up smash in general is just your best kill move, not only because it's really strong, but because you can combo into it. If you're a Fox player, comboing into up smash is like the #1 thing you should learn, so that's fun. And then as for his special moves, other than his up B for recovery, these moves are more for utility. He has his reflector, his side B illusion is good for movement and recovery mix-ups, and it has some cool combo potential sometimes. And laser is good to prevent people from just running away from you all game. At the same time, you're Fox, so if anyone's camping you out, 9 times out of 10 you can just outspeed them and hunt them down anyway. If anything, it's fun when people try to get away from you because you can pick up on their habits, and that's the rushdown life, I guess. At the start of the game, you know, in neutral, he loves to use nair, dash attack, down tilt, F tilt, or up tilt, but he has amazing frame data all around, so he can afford to just get creative and use pretty much whatever he wants to. But, you know, some moves are more rewarding than others. Neutral air or nair is an amazing move across all percents because it combos, it sets up for tech chases and up smash. It can edge guard, even though Fox players don't edge guard a lot, but it can do that. It's great. Also, he has some super cool sound design. Landing a sweet spot up smash feels and sounds super cool. In terms of stages, he's a top tier, so he pretty much does well wherever. I'm pretty sure if you're a Fox in bracket, you would likely be better off choosing stages with low ceiling, so up smash can kill earlier, or look at your opponent's character in big stages where you feel like they'll struggle more, because you know, he's just flexible, you know, you have the privilege of picking stages that are bad for your opponent instead of stages that are good for you. If you're playing against a character that's bad at being juggled, pick a stage that will let you juggle better, like Battlefield, or if you're fighting someone with a bad recovery or who's bad at getting out of the ledge, pick a stage that will help you with horizontal combos so you can put them in the corner more often. He's a top tier. I feel like he doesn't have good stages and bad stages. He just has stages, and sometimes they can help with the matchup.
Captain Falcon!
Captain Falcon is a manly-ass guy who finds his openings with super good movement speed and frame data. He is amazing at moving in and out of your range because he's fast in the ground and in the air. Like a rushdown goes, he's all about speeding the game up and forcing you to keep up, and then punishing you for trying to keep up and failing by making some impulsive decisions like throwing out unsafe moves or overcommitting to whatever option. His combos are extremely rewarding because one of his classic combo finishers is the knee, strongest forward air in the game. His up B is a command grab, so you can't just shield everything he does. He has a combo throw. His back throw isn't really strong at a glance, but it might as well be a kill throw because the animation is super fast and it's super hard to react to it and DI. So he's a super scary guy once he has a read on you. If you're a serial air dodger, if you air dodge every time you get hit, he is gonna love using you for combo practice. His moves are kind of big for a character that doesn't have a disjoint, which means he's really good at staying just outside of your range and threatening you with burst moves that can be hard to react to, like dash attack or dash grab or down B if he wants to kill. Side B for combos. Up air is an insanely good move that combos at pretty much any percent. Like any rushdown, he has a lot of super safe moves like nair and back air, and he loves stages with platforms because it means more up airs, which is most likely his best move. And he has some weird moves, like physics-wise, mechanics-wise, like it's weird, you know, like up B being a grab, but also his up smash is such a lie. Never try to punish this. It's so safe. It's weird how safe this move is. Up tilt is weird because of the spike. Side B can kill you at 0 if you're not careful. His 3-hit jab kills sometimes. He has some really unique moves in subtle ways. Like, yeah, this one kills. This one's a grab. This one will kill you at 0. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, moving on. The first hit of neutral air has some super cool combo potential. And you can very often tell how good a Falcon player is based on how good they are at making sure the Nair one comes out just right. His recovery can be kind of weak, since his fall speed is pretty fast and up B doesn't go very far unless you use it early and keep the momentum, but then you'll be left open for an edge guard, so Falcons have to be very careful in disadvantage. He also can struggle against sword characters because he can get outranged and they can pressure him more safely, but moves like Falcon Kick and Raptor Boost the side B can help him discourage mashing, because if you're just mashing disjointed aerials and tilts on him, he can still punish those sometimes. You know, he has a frame data. He also doesn't have the best out of shield game despite the frame data, but because of his speed, it's not like you'll be shielding much as a Falcon player anyway. You'll be more about running in and out, you know, bobbing and weaving and all that, and it would kind of be a waste of your speed to just be hiding in your shield all the time. So rushdowns don't tend to shield a lot. Chic is an insanely fast character that loves poking you with needles, landing forward airs, forward tilts, and neutral airs that can combo into all sorts of stuff, including a smash deck or a bouncing fish, the down B, for the kill. She can be pretty difficult to pick up because even though she has an insanely good neutral game, like it's super hard to catch her lacking, and she's amazing at racking up damage as long as you know the combos, getting kills with Chic can be tricky. If you're still stuck in 2019, you'll think about how Chic does no damage. You can get hit 10 times by her and you'll take like 30%, but also with that speed and that frame data and needles, that 30% is fine because Chic will win most interactions. So yeah, she doesn't do a lot of damage with one combo sometimes, but she's an expert in landing combo moves more often than you will land yours, so it's fine. You just gotta make sure you know how to kill. That's the hard part. And playing a character so demanding and so dependent on your raw skill at the game can be pretty exhausting sometimes, especially if you're competing and you're taking her all the way through a bracket. You're gonna get tired, but hey, you know, at least you're gonna look really cool while doing it. Needles are really good with all sorts of stuff. Your side B can edge guard and latch her up pretty well. She does well in stages with platforms to extend her combos. Up smash is one of your main kill moves because it's super strong and super fast, but it also has a really strict sweet spot. She has throw combos at pretty much any percent, which means at ledge you can forward throw back here for a kill. If you manage to combo into bouncing fish, you'll get an early kill. Here on the channel, we did a little getting Chic into Elite Smash stream, and it was super painful, but we did it, and now my Chic is cracked, so that's cool.
Roy and Crom.
Roy and Crom are super fast swordies, and usually sword characters are their own archetype and they play more like zoners, you know, keeping you out of their range and stuff, but these two have some insane speed and frame data, giving them the unique ability to pressure their opponents up close and mash on them while keeping their disjoint privilege. It's kind of busted if you think about it. The only thing holding Crom back is his ass recovery, but if his recovery was good, he very well could be among the best characters in the game. Roy's recovery is better, but due to his fall speed, being off stage can still be kind of a weak spot for him if he's not careful, and unlike Crom, his sword is kind of tiny and it's weak at the tip, which means he's basically locked into full offense mode, while Crom still has the privilege of being able to space his moves without losing any damage or knockback. I love these two, they're super fun. So that's their thing. Roy has always been a high tier, low top tier, and Crom, despite having the same moveset as Roy, except with a sword that has no sour spots and this different up B, started off Ultimate as one of the best characters in the game, but then they made his suicide up B kill him first instead of the other way around, and that was enough to nerf him all the way down to the mid tiers. That sucks. They do alright in any stage because they have a good vertical combo game and horizontal combo game. Most of the time, they get their kills off the side though. So stages with thin blast zones help them get earlier kills, and small stages make it easier for them to pressure people because there's less space to camp. Not that they necessarily struggle against camping because they're super fast, but you know, still. And also platforms, they always help with combos too. Cool.
Little Mac.
Little Mac is a character for the uneducated. No, I'm kidding. It's just that at a surface level, what you do with Little Mac is run up to people and flick the C-stick on them because that's the only thing he's good at, and pray it works. Alright. Little Mac bias aside, because this character pisses me off sometimes. Hey, if you're a Little Mac main and you're angry at me, I main Lucina. Make fun of me in the comments. It's all good. I can take it. So you know how a lot of characters in this video are like, they're good at a lot of things, but they have one or two weaknesses to balance them out, like Fox and his recovery and all that? Little Mac is the other way around. He sucks at so many things. His recovery sucks, his aerials are bad, he has no projectiles, no range outside of burst moves like side B and dash attack, but his tilts are insane, his smash attacks are some of the best in the game, his rolls are super quick, and even jab, a move so basic and so simple, is busted because it's frame 1, the fastest a move can possibly be. Whoa, pretty much everything good about him revolves around close quarters and, more importantly, staying on the ground. Once his feet leave the ground, he sucks. He's bad. He's really bad. He also gets KO punch, a move that replaces his neutral B with a super strong punch. Just make sure you use it on the ground or it'll be a lot weaker. Me personally, I have a really tragic example of why you should never do aerial KO punch. Here's this insanely cool combo that I did against the K rule, only to jump and get the weak version, and I hate myself for doing this. This is like the worst thing I've ever done. But yeah, sorry you had to see that. Moving on, KO punch is still really good. It goes through shields, it can't be countered, it's stupid, it's dumb. It charges up the more damage he takes, but if you hit him a couple times, he will lose it, so it's all good. Assuming he doesn't die super early to an edge guard, it'll probably come in around once per stock, and it is terrifying. If you're playing as Little Mac and you have KO punch, people are gonna be so scared of you, and I'll be real, this is kind of fun. That said, anything he does in the air outside of his up B or side B is significantly less threatening than his ground options. This, of course, is a subtle reference, you know, a little Easter egg alluding to the fact that Mac is a human and in real life humans can't fly. I don't know if, you know, this was kind of a subtle reference by Sakurai, but you know, it is a reference. It's a little Easter egg there. Humans can't fly. At the start of the game, a good Little Mac player will do best using their speed to weave in and out of your movement's range, because your moves are punishable, even the really good smash attacks and tilts. So he gets a lot of mix-ups, so be sure to abuse his speed as much as you can. And mix up what you do. You can down throw, you can down tilt and set up for stuff. Dash attack is good at catching people landing on you or punishing hard to punish moves. Also, remember 10 seconds ago when I said his moves are punishable? Well, they are, but you need to react fast, because the average Little Mac player will be ready to just throw out another move if you don't punish them in time. Like that frame 1 jab. If you don't punish him in time, you will get frame 1 jab. And then a Little Mac player doing this in neutral with KO punch online, this scares me. It's like he's flailing a loaded gun around your head. But yeah, still, he's super vulnerable in the air. So if you're playing as him, be sure to keep your double jump if you can, because you can only use your side B once before touching the ground. Little Mac has always been a bottom tier character, and he's not very popular because of that, and because of the fact that playing as him also means skipping out on other parts of Smash Ultimate that make the game fun. There are a lot of aspects to this game that are kind of off the table if you never want to be in the air, and a lot of people just can't play like that. But that doesn't stop players like Peanut from doing some really cool things with him over on tournaments. He is insane at this game, go check him out. And also you can ignore everything I just said and just smash tilts and smashes, and that'll get you into Elite Smash probably.
Ken!
Ryu and Ken are two characters that, like Roy and Crom, have a little fighter and echo fighter relationship where they have the same moves and stuff, but they're actually pretty different because Ken is faster in the ground and in the air, and his projectiles are weaker, which means it's harder for Ken to pressure with projectiles the way Ryu can. His neutral B isn't useless, obviously. It's just, you know, if you're fast, use your speed, you know. For these reasons, I would not call Ryu a rushdown. I think he's more of a bait and punish kind of guy, but Ken is definitely a rushdown. Since they are fighting game characters originally, Ken and Ryu have this fun little automatic turnaround mechanic, and then they have the special inputs that make their moves stronger and all that, and these are different from each other. Like, Ken's up B Shoryuken is stronger than Ryu's, but Ryu has Shakunetsu, which is the red neutral B, stuff like that. Ken doesn't have this one. It all usually revolves around the idea of Ryu is better at taking his time and Ken is more aggressive. Either way, once they're in range, they both have some super crazy combos. The main difference is, again, Ken is good at making the first move and Ryu can sit back and wait for an opening. Their recoveries can be predictable and they are weak to counters, but at least with side B, they can still be kind of lengthy, and you can angle the side B a little so you have some mix-up potential here if you know you're gonna get countered, because I main Lucina and I counter these like crazy, but sometimes I get juked. And their up Bs go a good enough distance. Platforms don't exactly interrupt combos. They can get fun extensions and mix-ups if they're nice with it, but flat stages tend to give them more room to use their more standard combos, which are very much insane. If you're in bracket and you take Ken to a stage with a low ceiling, he will match Shoryuken more than he usually would. Actually, never mind, he will match it regardless. It's an insanely strong combo finisher. You do not want to get hit by this, but you will, because it's kind of his thing and he can combo into it, and most of his mid to late % game plan revolves around comboing into it. So remember to SDI down and in, but if your % is too high, just accept it. You're gonna die. It is what it is, and keep him out better next time.
Terry!
like Ken, Terry is another fighting game character, which means he has funky inputs and he has the auto turnaround thing. And in my experience, he is a lot easier to pick up than other fighting game characters because all of his weird inputs are special moves, which means you still have a semblance of traditional Smash Bros because your aerials, your tilts, your smashes, they're kind of normal, you know. A lot of their moves can be cancelled into specials, creating the infamous jab jab down B combo that we all learned how to do when Terry came out, but also so many other things. Terry has some crazy combos, and unlike Ken, where 70% of his combos end with Ryu Ken, the up B, Terry has a lot of really nasty ways to finish off a combo, like his up B, his side B, his down B, back air, down smash, his back B, crack shoot, the only back special in the game, or his two special inputs that he gets when he's at 100%, Power Geyser and Buster Wolf. Crazy moves, super offensive guy. In neutral, he likes to use his R wave to help him close the distance, but he has good speed all around, so it's not like he fully needs it to approach the way Ryu does. And once he's up close, he'll pressure you with neutral airs, down tilts, up tilts, forward tilts. He can do anything pretty much. He might cross up your shield with side B. He's super good up close. Like other rushdowns here, his recovery is kind of lacking, making him a glass cannon. He does have some mix-up potential since all of his moves offer some sort of mobility, even neutral B, which stalls you in the air for a bit, but they're also all kind of reactable. He dies to counters off stage, his up B doesn't snap the ledge. He can have a lot of trouble getting edge guarded sometimes, but you know, that's the rushdown life. Since a lot of Terrys love the anti-air with up B and kill off the top, if you were playing against one of these guys, stages with low blast zones or platforms can help him out here. And since his combos are insanely dynamic and versatile, and they involve tons of different moves, I really don't think he minds platforms. It's probably up to personal preference, and also forward tilt. It looks a little weird, right? Well, it's an insanely good move because it combos into Buster Wolf if you don't DI up. Terry will explode you with super high damage combos and super early kills if he knows what he's doing, and if he doesn't know what he's doing, don't let him mash on you then. Terry's approach options can get a little predictable sometimes, and he might do a lot of shield damage, so it can be scary to play defensive, but still, you know, it's his thing, you know, keep him out as much as you can. After low percents, he doesn't get the most out of grabs, so you can shield a lot of the stuff he does. Just make sure he doesn't break it, because he actually does a lot of shield damage, so, you know, be careful with your shield.
Mithra!
Pyra and Mithra are a transformation character. Ooh. This means that they have super polarizing strengths and weaknesses, but in the end, because you can transform into the other, you basically have a complete character, so it's fine. Out of the two, Mithra is the rushdown. She is insanely fast. This dash attack is stupid. It's like Chic, but her combos do damage, and she has a sword. Cool. She also can't kill very well outside of edge guards, but that's what Pyra is for, so that's fine. Pyra is pretty bad at playing the rushdown game. She is really strong, and her sword is huge, but because of her speed, she plays more of a zoner or a call-out heavy kind of game. She's amazing at ledge trapping and juggling, where speed becomes less relevant. But in neutral, most Pyra Mithra players keep Mithra in because she is busted at moving around and putting on some pressure. Sword characters with throw combos, that's super crazy. Throw combos are super rare on swordies. She has Foresight, which is a little passive mechanic thing that gives her already super quick frame 2 air dodge, a cool escape option. Usually air dodges are frame 3 by the way, and every now and then you'll fight someone with a frame 2 air dodge, and sometimes you'll notice it, you know, not to be a nerd, but sometimes one frame, sometimes you'll notice it. All of her tilts and all of her aerials are good for neutral. All of them, you know, when I say all of them, I mean all of them. That's 8 combo moves she can just throw out to rack up damage. And dash attack and jab. Side B is super punishable. It's kind of only used for recovery and occasionally as a whiff punish if you're trying to catch like a landing or something. People who main these two love to say Mithra's normals are all unsafe on shield and pretend they aren't playing a baby character, but that doesn't seem to stop them from burning holes through their controller whenever they're up in your face. Also, remember when I said Mithra can't kill? Well, in truth, it's not that Mithra can't kill and Pyra can, it's more like both of them can kill and Pyra just kills really early. So, you know, psych, Mithra can kill. Their weakness is their recovery. It doesn't go very far. Mithra has her side B, but she's also a fast faller, which means you need to be a lot more careful when coming back. And Pyra is pretty floaty, which is good when it comes to covering more distance, but her side B doesn't give her any movement. And she can still be vulnerable to edge guards the same way Mithra can, because at times throwing out 1 or 2 aerials to defend herself will be enough for her to just not make it far enough anymore and die. So most people recover with Mithra and pray their side B doesn't get punished. Still, their strengths are too good for them to be anything less than top tier competitively. They're still really good, don't be fooled by this recovery, they're busted, and they've been chilling in the high S tier since they came out as DLC. Cool.
Kazuya!
Speaking of high S tiers, Kazuya is weird because he's not the best at approaching, unless you're insane at crouch dash canceling, but even then people will always be running away from you. If you're fighting against Kazuya, it doesn't matter who you're using, you have to bait and punish. He has some really stupid combos, some of the most broken close quarter moves, broken like not in a fun way, you know, not like Gun. Gun is fun broken, Electric Wind God Fist is not fun broken. This is the best combo starter in the game because it has 1,000 years of hit stun, which means he can basically combo it into anything he wants. He has a special throw input that invalidates entire characters by itself. His up B is a kill move and it doesn't put him in free fall, sure. I'm sure that's a fun reference, Sakurai. And if you're sleeping at ledge, if you're not ledge trapping correctly, you will get side beat. But only if you're sleeping on him, because it loses the shield. Still, if you get hit by it, you will get fisted, so don't sleep on him. You never sleep on Kazuya, or you lose. Playing against Kazuya forces you to be insanely aware of the things he's looking for, the movement that he's using to get into your range, like if he dashes a lot, or rolls a lot, or shields a lot, all that stuff. Keep that in mind and keep him the hell away from you unless you're baiting and punishing. For this reason, Kazuya is kind of a rushdown because he's not as good at approaching as Ken and Terry are. For example, this projectile isn't forcing any approaches and his run speed isn't very good and his grounded jump isn't too good and it comes out slower, but he still wants to approach you because if he just lets you camp him out, he can't do anything. That is the way to play against him. You camp him, you play lame, and you win game. If you have no projectiles to hard camp him, that sucks. That's probably a bad matchup for you then. But, you know, you can still make it work. Just make sure you get good at weaving in and out of his range. And stick to safe combos and make sure he doesn't reverse them on you. If you're playing against a Kazuya on bracket, always ban Final Destination. That's the classic. The more platforms for you, the better. But he still has platform combos. Because of course he does. This guy, if you couldn't tell, this guy kind of stresses me out. But, you know, cool. Alright, that's all good. It's all good.
The Brawler.
Finally, Mithra Brawler is super flexible. Depending on what set you run, you can play like a Bane Punisher or you can go all in on rushing people down. Shot Put is Brawler's only projectile and it gives him a lot of range. It sends at a funky angle, and this is a super cool move because usually projectiles are used to make distance, to keep people out, right? But sometimes, and we saw this a lot in this Rushdowns video, they can be used to close distance too if they synergize well with the character. You know, like Ken's Hadouken. It's not really strong, but it's cool because you can use it to move in. Shot Put works great with Brawler's fast speed because it covers a good distance, lasts for a while, it has a little lingering hit that's cool, and it's also really strong and you can use it for edge guarding. It has some crazy hit stun to it, which means you can land Shot Put and get a grab before your opponent flies away. It's funny, I love Shot Put. If you want to max out your close range pressure, you can replace it with Flying Mach Punch. In a nutshell, it's kind of like a smash attack you can use in the air and it kills off the top. You can use it out of shield too, but if you don't run this move, you have up smash anyway, so you're fine. For side B moves, you have this kick that gives you good movement, a command grab, and this one. I've never really used it. It's like Flying Mach Punch, but with a little dash, I guess. For down specials, you have a counter that only works half the time, Bowser down B, and a knockoff Zero Suit Samus flip kick. They're all really cool. You know, pretty goated down special set. And for up Bs, you have a Cloud up B, but slower in it kills, and these two that are alright on their own, but also amazing when you use them as combo finishers. So crazy guy up close. So yeah, Mithra Brawler is super versatile. People slept on him for a while, but he's chilling in the A tier now. Up air is really good, back air is really good, up smash is busted, nair is busted. He's really cool and really fun. I like to run max mobility Brawler because I'm a slippery guy, you know, with shot put, burning drop kick, thrust uppercut, and feint jump. I actually love this character. Cool, thanks for watching. Check out the second channel, please check out the second channel. Subscribe if you want to. Goodbye.